Have you ever felt like true love was just a fairy tale? Something you see in movies, but never really experience? That's exactly how Anastasia, a woman from the heart of Russia, felt. For years, she believed that the kind of deep, soul-shaking love everyone talks about just wasn't real. She was practical, focused on her life, and had pretty much given up on the idea of finding a perfect match. But the universe has a funny way of surprising us when we least expect it. Little did Anastasia know, her life was about to be turned upside down by a man from a tropical paradise thousands of miles away. A man from the Philippines. Anastasia's life in Russia was structured and predictable. She had her friends, her career, and a routine that she was comfortable with. Love? It was a concept she'd heard about, of course. She'd seen her friends fall in and out of it. But for her, it always seemed complicated and ultimately disappointing. She had a checklist in her mind of what a partner should be, but no one ever seemed to tick all the boxes. Over time, her heart became guarded. She concluded that maybe grand, passionate love simply didn't exist, and perhaps a practical partnership was the best anyone could hope for. She was content, or so she thought, living a life without the emotional roller coaster that love seemed to bring. Then, one day, curiosity got the better of her. On a whim, she decided to try an international dating app. She wasn't looking for anything serious, really. It was more of an experiment, a way to connect with people from different cultures and see the world through their eyes. She scrolled through profiles from all over the globe, exchanging polite messages here and there. It was interesting, but nothing sparked. It felt just as she expected, superficial and a little hollow. Just as she was about to delete the app and go back to her predictable life, a new message popped up. It was from a man named Ben who lived in the Philippines. His profile was simple, without any flashy pictures or grand statements. He seemed genuine, with a warm smile that reached his eyes. Intrigued, Anastasia replied. Their first conversation was surprisingly easy. They didn't talk about romance or expectations. They just talked about life. She told him about the cold Russian winters and the beauty of St. Petersburg. He told her about the warm, sunny beaches of the Philippines, the vibrant street food, and the importance of family in his culture. What started as a simple chat quickly blossomed into something more. They found themselves talking for hours every day. The time difference was significant, but they made it work. Anastasia would stay up late into the night, and Ben would wake up early in the morning just so they could have their conversations. They discovered they had a shared sense of humor and similar values, despite their vastly different backgrounds. Anastasia found herself opening up to Ben in a way she never had with anyone before. She shared her fears, her dreams, and her skepticism about love. Ben didn't try to change her mind with grand promises. Instead, he just listened. He was patient, kind, and understanding. He showed her what love looked like through his actions, not just his words. He would send her pictures of the sunrise over the ocean, telling her he was thinking of her. He learned a few words in Russian to surprise her, and she found herself trying to pronounce Tagalog phrases he taught her, laughing at her own mistakes. For the first time, Anastasia felt her walls begin to crumble. This connection felt different. It was real, it was deep, and it was completely unexpected. After months of talking every single day, they both knew this was something special. The distance between them felt like a giant, insurmountable obstacle, but their feelings were too strong to ignore. They decided they had to meet. The planning was a logistical challenge, involving visas, flights, and coordinating schedules across continents. Anastasia's friends were worried. They thought she was crazy to fly halfway around the world to meet a man she'd only known online. Was he who he said he was? Was this all some elaborate scam? Anastasia had those fears too, but her heart told her this was right. She trusted Ben. So, with a mix of terror and excitement, she booked her ticket to the Philippines. The day she landed in Manila was a blur of nerves. As she walked through the arrival gate, scanning the crowd, her heart was pounding in her chest. And then she saw him. He was standing there, holding a small sign with her name on it, with that same warm smile from his profile picture. The moment their eyes met, all her fears melted away. It felt like coming home, running into his arms. It didn't feel like meeting a stranger. It felt like reuniting with a part of her soul she never knew was missing. Being with Ben in person was even better than she could have imagined. He showed her his world. He introduced her to his family, who welcomed her with open arms and incredible warmth. She tried balut for the first time, and actually liked it. She rode in a jeepney, explored bustling markets, and walked hand in hand with Ben on a white sand beach as the sun set. She saw the Filipino culture of hospitality and close family ties firsthand. It was a world away from the more reserved culture she was used to, but she loved it. She saw how Ben cared for his parents, how he played with his nieces and nephews, and how his kindness extended to everyone he met. This wasn't just a man she was falling in love with. It was a man whose character she deeply admired. During her trip, Anastasia realized that her old checklist for a partner was completely meaningless. Ben wasn't who she thought she was looking for, but he was everything she ever needed. He was patient when she was stressed. He made her laugh when she was sad. And he looked at her with a love so pure and genuine that it healed parts of her she didn't even know were broken. The cynical woman who had boarded a plane in Russia was gone. In her place was a woman who was deeply, truly in love. Saying goodbye at the airport was one of the hardest things either of them had ever had to do. The tears were real, and the ache of being separated again was painful. But this time, there was no doubt. They knew their future was together. Back in Russia, the distance was difficult, but their bond was now unbreakable. They continued their daily calls, but now their conversations were filled with plans for the future. They knew they couldn't live apart forever. After many more months of navigating a long-distance relationship and complex visa processes, Ben flew to Russia to meet Anastasia's family. Just as her family had been welcomed in the Philippines, Ben was embraced by Anastasia's parents. They saw the happiness in their daughter's eyes and knew that this man was the reason for it. It was a beautiful merging of two families and two cultures, proving that love truly knows no borders. Eventually, they made the decision to get married and build their life together. Anastasia, the woman who once thought true love was a fairy tale, was now living her own. Their story isn't just about finding romance online. It's about being open to possibilities, about taking a leap of faith, and about discovering that love can be found in the most unexpected places. It shows that when two people are meant to be, no amount of distance, cultural differences, or skepticism can stand in their way. Anastasia and Ben's journey is a powerful reminder that the best things in life often happen when we stop trying to control them. The woman who had built walls around her heart found a man who didn't try to break them down, but instead patiently showed her that it was safe to open the door. And in doing so, she didn't just find a partner. She found a whole new world of happiness she never thought was possible. Their love story, bridging Russia and the Philippines, is a testament to the fact that true love does exist. Sometimes you just have to look a little further to find it. Thank you so much for watching. If their story touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories from around the world. We'll see you in the next video.